this interview I thought we would talk about something that you've mentioned on various seminars incidentally.
Yep.
About illness being an indication that something might be going on with you spiritually.
Yep.
And I come at this from a personal experience, in that for me, my sister is here with me today, and I visited my sister one time after going down to a masseur down on the coast, and she was massaging my stomach, and she said, you have this emotion stored here, and this emotion stored here, and this emotion stored here. And before I knew it, I was crying.
Yeah.
And I thought, what the heck is going on here? And so I went to Dell's place, and I spoke about a few things, and the same thing. These emotions were like coming out, and it was like I was bursting. I was like something that was so tight, ready to explode, and that I had suppressed a lot of, or denied a lot of emotions, and that they were taking their toll on my body. And I got celiac disease, and I got Bell's palsy, because I couldn't come to grips with these. And I thought, well, maybe there's something in here, in this. And this is 3 years before I met you, and then you saying the same thing. I thought, well, there may be something here. So can we use our health as a guide to our emotions or our spirituality? Is it a direct reflection?
It's a wide open question, that one, isn't it? I suppose if we're going to answer that question, we've got to understand what are all of the key factors that play a part in our health, physical health. And there are quite a number of things that play a part in our physical health. Many of the things that play a part we're not on this planet yet completely aware of, unfortunately. Many of the things that play a part are spiritual in nature, in the sense that they involve people who have passed over into the spirit world, who are still connected to the earth. And so we have very many contributing factors that cause our own imbalance in health. Now, the primary cause is, and like my personal feeling is that the primary cause has to do a lot with walking away from God and walking away from that relationship, because of all the things that relationship would have taught us. But if we take God out of the equation, there are still quite a lot of contributing factors that cause a lack of health in our physical body. There are firstly our own stored, locked up emotions that we have not allowed the release of. As you mentioned in your introduction, often they're like a sort of a powder keg ready to explode, and all we need is some kind of trigger for those particular emotions to explode. Now, normally when a person experiences the loss of a loved one, for example, that is a big enough trigger for many people, that all of these unhealed emotions that have been stored in us for often many decades are now come and flow out of us. For others, once you become a bit more sensitive emotionally, often it's only just the physical touch that might trigger the experience of the emotion. It just depends on how long the emotion has been stored in the body and how long we've been holding on to it, and what readiness we have emotionally and psychologically to actually release it. Because many of the times we're in a lot of denial about the emotion being present, and we have no desire psychologically to release it, and so it just stores and stores and stores inside of our body. Now, every emotion is stored inside of our body, is stored generally in a certain location. So there are people now who have done much research who understand that certain types of emotions affect certain what are called chakras of your spirit body, and when those chakras of your spirit body start closing down energetically, they affect your physical body in that particular location. And so there are certain major centres in our spirit body that start closing down due to our emotional condition, and then because of the lack of energy flowing through our spirit form and into our physical form starts showing over a period of time the degradation of the emotional condition of the spirit body. So the physical body, though, takes around 7 years to respond in the longest cell sense. So it could be 7 years later that we start seeing an effect in the spirit in the physical body that has already begun 7 years prior in our spirit form, or in our soul, if you
Yeah,
like.
well, this woman said, what happened 3 years ago?
Mm.
And I said, that's, okay, that's when that happened, you know.
Okay.
And she said it usually takes about 3 years to have this effect
Yes.
that's had now.
Yes. And it can be anything up to 7 years, as I say, before we start having an effect. And we may not even then feel the emotion. It might be just that it starts having a physical effect on our body. And the more we deny the emotion, the stronger generally the physical effect becomes. And the longer period we deny it, the more larger the issue and problem becomes, until it turns into some kind of disease-based problem. So this is where cancers and heart disease and these other forms of diseases that come up are generally caused over very, very long periods of denial of a specific emotion. And every single part of your body is connected to this energetic structure. So, and the emotion drives the energy structure. So if your emotion isn't flowing, you are holding it tightly, then the emotion being held tightly, wherever it's being held, will have an effect in that particular area of the body, and therefore will have a large effect on your life. Not only that, your emotion also causes what you attract. So now the law of attraction is also operating, so any accidents that you may have are actually related to different emotions as well. So the physical health of our physical body is now dependent upon the things that we've got locked up in our soul, if you like, that have an effect on both our spirit form and our physical form. And these particular things automatically begin showing themselves over a period of time. The more we deny them, they show themselves in our physical body in long-term disease issues with our body or illnesses, and also what happens with regard to accidents. So this is obviously the two major causes of most of our discomfort in our body. Is a direct result of the shutting down of our emotional system.